Vanishing Point is yet another one of those amazing tools that you can use to help you wrap things around objects that have some kind of perspective, like this crate. And I don't have to tell you where I got this from because it says it right there. I also have another image with some clouds. What we're going to do is we're going to use the Vanishing Point, which is under the filter menu, to wrap these clouds around a portion of this crate. Now, I'm not sure if you guys saw the first Batman movie with Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson as the Joker, but the Joker asked at one point where he got all those wonderful toys, and I think Batman gets them from Photoshop. Where do you get all those wonderful toys? So anyway, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you that we're going to create a grid around here first, and then we're going to wrap this image. So let's get started. Let's go to the filter menu, and we're going to choose Vanishing Point. Once again, it has one of those shortcut keys that pretty much not worth my time, so I just go to the filter menu and choose it from here. I'm also going to zoom out a little bit. And here we have our artwork, and we have a bunch of tools, only a few of which are active. So the first tool that we're going to use, and it's the most important tool for this filter, is the Create Plane tool. A plane is simply a flat surface, such as a floor or a book cover. So what we're going to do is take this tool and we're going to drop some points down while we follow the perspective ourselves. So I'm going to click right here to add my first point, and as I move my mouse you'll see that it allows me to create another point when I click somewhere else. So I'm going to click over here, then I'll click down here, and then over here. And when I finish, I now have a plane. The next tool active on its own is this guy right here, which allows us to edit the plane. Now there's something very important that you have to pay attention to when you use this tool. Blue is your friend, which means when you have a blue grid, Photoshop has the optimal plane so that it can place your artwork in perspective mode. I'm going to grab one of these little handles here, and I'm going to just try to distort it to a point where it's going to turn to a different color. There we go. Red means Photoshop is going to be unable to perform its operation. Red tells us that we are not in perspective. We're in some other world. And when we go to yellow, Photoshop's going to say, well, you know, I don't like this, but I'll try my very best to get something in there for you. So don't forget, you want to, as best you can, make sure you have some kind of blue. So you can manipulate your points and move them around, but try to keep them blue. Now let's say that we want our image to wrap not just in the front of this shape, but also here. Well, if I grab this handle and I pull, I'm only extending the front of this plane. So what I need to do is press Command or Control and then grab this handle, which I'll do right now. When I click, it automatically will wrap around and draw in perspective in the opposite direction. So now we have something like 3-point perspective. So we have these different points in a horizon line. So here's our first grid and our second grid. This will be saved with our document, which is good. We can always come back and add artwork to this. Now you also have some other tools. We have a marquee tool, you have a stamp tool, a brush tool, eyedropper, the measure, hand, which allows you to move around, and your zoom tool. And these all work in the way that you would think, because they work in the same functionality as they do inside of regular old Photoshop. What I'm going to do now is select OK, and we're going to get ready now to take this image and wrap it around our crate. By the way, you can get these images by doing a search for crate at photospin.com and clouds.